Hello, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that many people struggle with: the fear of public speaking. It's something that I myself have had to overcome. I can remember when I was younger, maybe around 7 or 8 years old, I was asked to stand in front of my class and share something about my weekend. I remember my hands shaking, my heart racing, and my mind going completely blank. I felt embarrassed and I wanted to disappear. From that moment on, I thought that speaking in front of people just wasn't for me. As I grew older, this fear didn't go away. When I got to college, I realized that I had to speak in front of people for presentations, group discussions, and even class activities. The fear was still there. It felt like I was standing at the edge of a cliff, and every time I had to speak, I was afraid I might fall off. I kept telling myself, I'm not meant to be a public speaker. I'll just leave this to others who are more confident. But deep inside, there was this voice. It was small at first, but it grew louder and louder. It told me that I had something to share, that despite my fears, I had a message that might help others. So I decided to explore this fear and try to understand it better. I started to reflect on myself and ask why I felt this way. What was it about speaking in front of others that made me so scared? As I looked deeper into this, I discovered three important things that changed my view on public speaking forever. These three insights helped me shift my mindset and gave me the courage to stand in front of an audience and speak. The first insight is this: everyone has a unique message worth sharing. I realized that no matter how scared I felt, my experiences, my thoughts, and my feelings were valuable. We all have something special to share with the world. Whether it's a personal story, a lesson we learned, or an idea we believe in, everyone has something important to say. For a long time, I thought that only certain people, those who were loud and confident, had important messages. But this isn't true. Everyone, including you and me, has a message that is worth hearing. The second insight is that the act of speaking is not about the speaker, but about serving the audience. This one was a game changer for me. When I was afraid to speak, I was always focused on myself. I was worried about how I looked, how I sounded, and whether I would mess up. But I realized that public speaking isn't about me at all. It's about the people who are listening. The goal is not to impress the audience with how perfect I am. The goal is to share something that will help them, teach them, or inspire them. Once I understood that public speaking wasn't about being perfect or looking good, but about giving something valuable to others, the fear started to fade. I started thinking, if I have something to share that might help someone else, then it's worth speaking up. The third insight is that fear and excitement share the same physiological response. This one took me a while to figure out, but it was so powerful. When we are afraid, our body reacts in the same way as when we are excited. Our heart beats faster, our palms get sweaty, and we feel nervous. The difference is how we interpret these feelings. Fear makes us think something bad is going to happen, but excitement makes us think something amazing is about to happen. So I started telling myself, I don't have to be afraid of these feelings. I can choose to feel excited instead of scared. This simple shift in how I viewed fear changed everything. When I realized that fear and excitement were essentially the same thing, I began to embrace the nervousness I felt before speaking. Instead of running from it, I welcomed it. I thought, This feeling means I care about what I'm doing, and I'm excited to share something with others. After these three insights, I started taking small steps. I began speaking in front of smaller groups, then gradually moved on to larger ones. Each time I focused less on my fear and more on the message I was sharing. And then something amazing happened. One day I gave a speech at a conference, and afterwards, a man came up to me and said, "Your words really touched me. I've been struggling with something similar, and what you said helped me see things differently." That moment made me realize the power of sharing a message. My words had made a difference in someone else's life. This is something that I believe deeply. When we have the courage to speak, we don't just help ourselves, we help others. Our words can inspire, comfort, and give hope to someone who might need it. It's like throwing a stone into water. The ripple effect can go farther than we can see. You may never know how much your words can change someone's life, but by speaking, you give others the chance to hear something that might help them. So, I want to encourage you today to think about your message. What is it that you have to share? It could be a personal story, an idea, or a lesson you've learned. Don't hide it because you're afraid. Don't let fear control you. Instead, transform that fear into excitement. Focus on how your message can serve others. Remember, public speaking is not about being perfect. It's about connecting with people. It's about giving something valuable to the audience. Your message matters, and the world needs to hear it. I know that overcoming the fear of public speaking is not easy. It takes time, patience, and practice. But every time you speak, you get a little stronger. You build more confidence. You help others. And in the end, you'll realize that the fear you felt was just a part of the journey. So, I challenge you today. Embrace your message. Turn your fear into excitement and recognize that you have the power to make a positive impact in the world. The world is waiting to hear what you have to say.